Welcome to House of Tay Tay. Today we have special guest Kit Bencharongkul.
Hi, my name is Bencharongkul, and I am a freelance photographer and the director at the Museum of Contemporary Art, Bangkok.
When people see your last name, they say, "Oh, this is the big family. So rich, so privileged, big legacy, big companies." What do you think of it?
I think for the longest time, I was trying to run away from that. I was trying to run away from being called Kit, the son of Bunchai, or like Kit Detak. I don't think that is who I am. And wealth does not define you. Defining yourself, you need to first identify what truly brings you joy and what makes you happy. And for me, it was being creative. It was doing something creative like photography and art. And I think those are the things that define you.
So you have therapies. Can you describe what kind of things you were dealing with?
Growing up, I faced, being bullied at school for being like a chubby gay kid. And growing up in like a broken family, I think it left some scars and wounds inside me, like more than I expected.
Do you think your childhood trauma with your dad or your family comes from neglect or abuse?
Like, don't get me wrong, I feel like my parents had, done a good job in, raising me and support me. But I just felt like I was not emotionally supported.
So you feel there's space between you and the parents, or walls, or the miscommunication? What were the root causes?
I guess one being like in an Asian family, we don't show affection as much. And then obviously I didn't spend a lot of time with my dad, and there was a sense of neglect. I guess there was like a void inside me, feeling I was not complete, and I was always trying
Little
to
empty.
reach out and like grasp like love from my parents.
Lack of love.
Like I said, I was like being bullied, and it made me believe that I was not good enough.
Yeah. You blame yourself.
I blame myself for not being
Good enough for anyone.
for not like fitting in
Yeah.
with the society, and felt like there was something wrong with me.
So the bullies was at school. What kind of things they were doing?
So they would call me, like fat, gay, or like being different.
And how did you handle this kind of word?
I think my coping mechanism was to block off everything like around me and pretending that it didn't happen.
The trauma made you quite insecure about yourself, affected your decision making.
Yes. And also, like, have you heard of like attachment style?
Oh, what is that?
It's how you are in like relationships, and I feel like it made me this anxious person in a relationship because I didn't feel like I
Always good enough.
was good enough or I was secure with who I am.
So now you're better.
I'm getting better. I
Getting.
hope. I think, like I said, I feel like these things are like an ongoing process, and you are always working to be a better version of.
So, like, if I'm not talking to you today, no one would know because you're so active on social media. You're presenting like very happy, healthy lifestyle to people.
And I think that's what people do on social media. People post when they're happy, and I think
Yeah.
it's easy for you to compare yourself with
Yeah,
other
yeah.
people and feeling like
I get
you're
jealous
less.
of
You're
other people,
jealous
yeah.
and get jealous, and you'll feel like you're not
Good enough.
good enough. You're like less than them. And I try to remind myself that everybody's path is different, and what's supposed to be for you will come for you, and what's not will just slip by. And just because you're not where you are doesn't mean you can't get there, or it can mean that you're not supposed to be there and you'll be somewhere where it's right for you.
Everyone path is different, and everyone life is different. So you cannot judge anyone, anything.
I try to look at other people's success as inspirations and a testament of what is possible, and not as a comparison to myself.
Yeah, to look up to the achievements, but you don't compare yourself. So, what would you say would be your ultimate goal in life that would make you so feel like you're so worthy, so successful?
I feel like for me, being successful is being able to live your authentic self.
Not in terms of work.
No, and being able to enjoy life. It doesn't matter if you have money and you can't enjoy life and you're not happy, right? It means nothing to have money and you are not able to enjoy what you have.
So you think money can buy happiness?
Definitely not. I feel like money can buy comfort, but it does not define you and it does not give you true happiness.
Yeah, because today it's very surprising that someone with so much privilege is actually dealing with trauma. In Thai society or Thai culture, they say if you have money, you shouldn't feel the pain. Money is everything, Chinese ancestor been teaching us. We need to really understand lives as like reality. Money is not everything.
It's not everything, but I'm not going to lie that money has helped me get to where I am like easier because I did not have to worry about
What to
paying
eat,
for rent or
for
what to
rent,
eat.
yeah.
I can spend that time to pursue my passion and what I truly enjoy.
So for people who are jealous of you, they want to be the son of the billionaire. They want to have all the opportunities in life. They want to be handsome. They want to be, what would you say to them? Because I know a lot of people think like you have the best life.
Well, I think everyone has their own traumas and problems, and I feel like to really find happiness, you need to find it within you and find that inner peace and really be happy with who you truly are.
And what have you learned so far about yourself that you're most proud of?
I am quite proud of my sensitivity and creativity. I think my sensitivity allows me to feel deeply and to connect with people on a deep emotional level. On the other hand, my creativity is where I channel those feelings into my art, into my photography, and into my work.
But I have to compliment you with something. I know I've known you for almost like 10 something years already. You're like very kind and sweet person. You're one of the kindest soul I ever met. And I have to say that I really appreciate our friendship. I will always be by your side no matter what. And we will fight through together.
Thank you so much.
Because you're so kind, and having all the privilege made you so like disconnected with the real world, but you're not like that. Name dropping your family, you don't show off. Oh, I'm a billionaire. I'm like so cool, but you actually show the really sweet and humble side of you to people. And I think you should be proud of that.
Yeah, I think like values like kindness, empathy are my anchor, and I really use that in my everyday life.
And would you say you learned that from your family?
It was something that my parents would always teach me to be kind to other people.
You ever have a coming out moment? Because you know what? In Thai Chinese big families, none of their kids have come out as gay. You are so brave that today you saying that you're gay and you're proud of it.
Yeah, but it was not an easy journey. I feel like it took years for me to actually accept myself for who I truly am. But I am quite lucky that my family and my parents are quite supportive and they're quite accepting.
So were there pressures of you to be like straight?
I think, like 15 years ago, it seemed less acceptable to be, like
Openly gay,
gay. But I feel like society is changing and I feel like people are more accepting now and the world is changing for the better.
Yeah. And you're proud you're gay. You're proud of yourself. I was a gay kid and at school, at boarding school in England at 12, no one came out. And I was the only gay in the village that say proudly gay. But then I got bullied so much, but I got through. But like, I would say that I would rather be true to myself than having to fake my gender, my identity to please people. The kids at school are all the same. They were chasing girls, doing all the same thing, same hair, same shoes, same everything. I was a nerd. I was like, I didn't care. I just wanted to be myself and I just want to live authentically honest. So what is your future? What do you want to do in your life at this point of life? Because you have money, you have fame, everyone want to be like you. But what do you want to do for yourself?
I feel like I want to focus more on my creative outlet, like photography or exploring filmmaking, and continue to create art and also grow my health supplement business, Planter Monster.
Planter Monster, buy here.
I don't really know exactly how my future is going to be, but it's continuing my passion. I feel like people should not put an age limit to when you should be successful. I feel like you can always work and be the better version of yourself.
It's never ending. Working on yourself is a journey, and we will be together on the journey.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much today, kid. Very proud of you. See you again. Bye.
Thank you. If you like this content, like, comment, and share, and subscribe to Taylor Srirat.